Hey everyone, my name is Legendroni and this game is Art of Conquest. Today I'm going to talk about Lich perspective hero and setups that you should use in your PvP battles, raids, everywhere you would like. So I will try to give you my best tips and advices about Lich. I have been playing Lich for quite a while. You have seen me doing the Void. If you haven't seen me doing the Void, you can go ahead and check those videos out. So let me get into the game. Let's get started with the heroes. Now the first thing that I would like to tell you is the way my heroes look right now are specially equipped for PvP. So this is the perspective that the heroes are equipped right now. So this is my Rufio and these are his abilities. What I'm very interested in my heroes is to bring as many stats as possible into the battle. That is my main concern. You can pause if you want. I'll try to go through them as fast as possible so I don't make the video as long as possible. So this is my Avril. And these are her abilities. Blizzard and Gifted Mage is basically all that you need. Ice Wall 1 or 2, but I don't really use it. I just keep it there for just in case. My Avril also have another specific set. This is for damage. If I want to use her in Abyss or anywhere else where I need her to do damage, this is the set that I have on her for damage.
Alright, I'll take
but this is PvP perspective. This is my Valerie. And she also used to have a set for damage, but she doesn't have it anymore. So this is how she looks like. And her abilities, or I'm interested in Valerie, is her passive abilities. Now the reason why you might be asking why only the passive abilities is because you want to have your skill bar as empty as possible. You already know that how filly it is and how hard it is to use one of the abilities that you're interested in. So you might want to have that as empty as possible. So that is why I'm in favor of the passive one, like Lotus Fire, Cracking Flames, Burning, and then only Fire Dance to give her a significant boost. It's like 200%, so it's quite significant for 20 seconds. She does use her flames more often. Then we have Avalon. You might be wondering why I have this Heaven Edge. Well, obviously for Leech you don't really need morale. You don't have any troops that are going into morale. I just keep it for command. That's the main reason. And I might have some better one to put for command. There you go. And even more attack, because I don't really need morale.
Thank you for your generosity.
So yeah, Easyfix. And these are his abilities. Summon Archers, Warhorn maxed out, 140 attack speed. Natural Reader, so when you want to train troops, you just switch your equipment and then you quickly train troops and voila. Then we have Elena and her abilities. Now what I would advise about Elena, if you're really not interested in Call of the Cavalry or saving lives, which is a little bit irrelevant for Lich, saving lives, you can go more on strategic retreat. Having more points in strategic retreat, it will help you a lot as Lich, because if things go wrong, you can just simply start retreating your troops, saving your spiders or saving your warlocks. I personally don't have that kind of problems, so I'm happy the way it is like that. And again, bringing more stats into the battle. Now you might be wondering why I don't have the Vega item, which is +1 in the favor. Well, it's for that reason, because I want to bring more stats into the battle. I prefer to win in stats rather than my Vega healing some slightly more, because I have this set. You can see it's a difference in magic, so she obviously heals much better and is the necklace for +1. But I prefer this one to bring more stats into the battle. You don't need magic, or you don't need that much magic. You don't really need to win in that particular stats. You need command, stamina and might. These three is important to win. You can see that even her staffs is giving me 2 might for that reason, and then command and stamina. I could put a different stat with more magic, but I prefer the other stats. Her abilities, again, saving lives is not really that important for Leech unless you're using scorpions. From the scorpion's perspective, saving lives, it is important. So if you're using scorpions in PvP, if you're using scorpions in siege, then saving lives on her or Elena, it is important, because it will save you a lot of dead scorpions. This is my Virion. These are his abilities. You don't need Crusader Shield as Leech, Life, Safeguard, Summon, Lionheart. That's what you need. And keep him alive as much as possible. Then it is Gun. Now Gun is very important for Leech, is because of his last abilities, his last ability, because of Nature's Blessing. And you can see that I maxed it out. It says the magical creatures have their maximum health increase. Well, that's Scorpion and Spiders. They have another 65% health. That is very good. And then obviously you need some Twisting Thorns and Earthquake. And try to give him as much command as possible. You can see that I gave him flawless items for that particular reason, because it does boost Nature's Blessing. And as I mentioned, you need to bring more stats into the battle, but this item is very important for Gun. So that's why you need to mitigate it from the other heroes to try to compensate some specific heroes like Gun, where you put this type of items. Then this is Theodrine, obviously just for purpose of bringing more stats into the battle. Aura of Retribution, that's what she needs. Divine Light to heal your heroes, and a bit of Sacred Shield. If you have more abilities, then obviously you should max out Sacred Shield, Divine Light. But the reason she doesn't have any abilities to use during the battle is for that purpose, to try to have your ability bar as empty as possible, so you can use the abilities that you're interested in. Now this is Gasol, which obviously is a Leech specific hero. He has 91 command, and these are his abilities. Now unfortunately, if I would had more abilities to spend on him, I would probably maxed out his Fearsome Aura. As Leech, this is very important, Fearsome Aura, but because I'm using the Warlocks and the Skeletons, because I'm summoning a lot of them, I prefer him to boost my Skeletons. And you will see when I get and show you the setups why I prefer him to be like this. If you have extra, as I mentioned, Fearsome Aura, you really need it. Then this is Cleo. Obviously you want her to cast her how is it called, Tome of Creation. You want her to cast Tome of Creation as fast as possible. Is usually the first ability that everyone starts with. Now because I use Skeletons, I have Tome of Redemption. She'll be able to revive 48% of destroyed undead units. So any units that die during the eclipse, and this is the eclipse that can last for 25 seconds, so any units that die during the eclipse, there is a 48% chance that they will be revived, or 48% of destroyed one, and further you go, more she will revive. Now we have Raxis. Unfortunately my Raxis is 29, I'm not really investing in him, and it's not really a priority for me. He's the commander that I always avoid using in the battle, for the reason because he's very low in level, he dies very fast, he doesn't really do anything else. So for me he's just the stats bank, so if I use him, it's just for the stats purpose. So his abilities, they are really unproportionate, and I think usually I use this spec. Yes, this is the way I use them usually. That one was for an event. Now we have Rose. Rose is a very important hero for Leech because she boosts the spider, so obviously you might want to give her as much command as possible. And obviously the Scarab Idol, which +1 to spider mastery. Now these are her abilities. Spider web, very important to max it out, very important for your spiders. 40% attack speed and movement speed. And then you have your spider mastery. And yeah, she's just great. After that you have Grims, which is doesn't really matter how you equip him. All you need for Grims is ammo wagon, and reload ammunition. This is the only two that you need for your Jack. Then you have Gafga. All you care about Gafga is to tank as much as possible. And there you go. This Starlight Blow, which deals damage and stun them for 3 seconds. I'm not sure if it actually does that much damage, but anyway. So all you need from him is his Iron Shield, which looks pretty dope. 90% damage reduction. And then if you use his temporary repair, he does heal himself. I showed it in one of the videos. I think at least more than half of his health he's gonna heal himself, so he's not going to die, and that's why he has Tectonic Great Axe as well. Then we have Nora, 184 might, and I believe that this is even low. I've seen some 200 and plus might Nora. And this is how my Nora is. Air cannon, maxed out, destructive rage, and fast loading, so you can use your air cannon twice. Then we have the Firestorm Jack, who is, everyone knows how good it is. Obviously if you have a rapier, Bloodthorn rapier, then that would be the best weapon of choice to put for Jack, but unfortunately I don't have it, so I have to give him this one. So 151 might, and these are his abilities. All you need is Spray and Pray, double charge expended, capacity, and he will be a beast, a machine of destruction, I'm telling you. Then we have Mako, which is your second very good DPS commander. For a very long time I was underrating Mako, to be honest, because I was having him at like level 40 or 45 or something like that, and he was still doing low damage. But then I've seen some level 50 Mako doing like insane amount of damage, so I decided to level up my Mako to 50, and she's just crazy. The amount of damage he does is just insane. And he's at only 144 might. If you do some flawless or get some flawless item, you can boost his might way high, maybe 160 plus. That would be even crazy. Then we have Ip and his abilities: Cyclone or Cyclone, Gust, 18 seconds stun. That is pretty sick. Very good for Leech. We must have it. Then is my boy Denji with his spins and abilities, deflect and all that. He used to be a little bit stronger, I'm telling you. After the update I have a feeling that he's he kinda dies too fast. Maybe I should give him one of the axes. But oh, he already had, wait, what am I talking about? He already has a flawless Tectonic Great Axe. And yeah, even with this one, I have a feeling that he's kinda dying way too fast. He has 104 stamina, so it's not like... Yeah, anyway, that's him. Then we have Bane, Avatar of Vengeance, Bane, the Gladiator, 170 stamina, abilities. And this is what you're interested in when it comes to Bane, is Barbaric Blessing and Provoke. These are the two main important ones. You only need 1 point in Spinning Axe, and the reason why I'm saying only 1 point in Spinning Axe is that every time he's using it, he's just pushing enemy back a little bit. So that's a little bit of crowd control or control ability. So you only need 1 point so he can keep pushing the troops back. That's it. Balrog, another gladiator. My god, so many gladiators. And his abilities. Obviously this is the one that you want to max out, because enemy units attack 9.5% slower and deal 9.5% less damage. Everyone has this one maxed out, so it's very important that you max it out. The next one is this one, so less health he's going to have, more damage is going to reduce. Although when he's dropping health, he's like dropping health, it doesn't matter about that ability, he's still going down. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's the second one. Then I have 1 point in Totemic Curse, Shockwave and Revenant. If you want him to do damage, then you should definitely max out Revenant, Shockwave and Totemic Curse. Maybe 1 point in this one, if you want him to do damage. I prefer him to be tanky and debuff the enemy. Then we have Fenris, which is a new and great commander. He does tremendous amount of damage with his wolves, but plus not to mention that those wolves, he keeps spawning them, that is pretty insane. And these are his abilities. So max Bloodthirst, so your wolves are going to heal as much as possible. Thick Hide, so they can reduce damage as much as possible, and attack speed. Alright, so that's about commanders, about heroes. Now let's check some Leech setups. Who is ready to check some Leech setup that I have cooked up for you all? Let's get into this. Where is the game? First formation. This is a PvP formation with 5 spiders, and you can see that there are 2 heroes that are not in here. Well, I will explain to you. If you want to put these 2 heroes from here, you're going to have to take either 2 spiders or you have to take your dragon out. So it's going to be your choice. If you take the dragon out, you should put Gaff in there and maybe Denji, because they are more tanky on that side. Or you could put Virion or Denji, because they are very tanky if you want to take out the dragon. But I would say that you should keep the spiders in. Obviously these scorpions, you should put the gold ones. I'm still training them, I don't have them, but you can have an idea. If you want to use skeletons or stalkers, or how they are called, you can just take out the scorpions and you can put stalkers. Not much of a difference. Now this is the second setup. This is the second Leech setup, which I believe that you can already see that I put warlocks. So if you plan to use warlocks, this is another setup you can use. And obviously same with the scorpions. If you want to use stalkers or the foot skeletons, you can just take them out and put skeletons. Now if you want to put more heroes in this setup, you just simply take out one group of warlocks, move this guy back, move the spider over here, and then bam, bam, bam. And there is only one hero you didn't put. But I will say that you have way too low DPS on this one. It's gonna be your choice if you want to use it like this. this one. I'm in favor of the first one. But if you want to use your warlocks, or if you have like level 15 warlocks, and if you do want to use them, just remember that it's very important that you win in stats. It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference into the battle.
Let's get on with it already.
I am but a humble
So there you go. But you're not going to deploy 4 heroes, so you have a very high chance that you're going to lose in stats. So like this, you're going to lose in stats, but you have your 2 warlocks in place. Boosted by Avalon. You have spiders, including rows. So you have minions that are going to spawn. Yeah, I'm in favor of the first one for PvP. Now come siege, because you might be wondering how you should siege as Leech. Well, this is the best way I found to siege as Leech. It is very, very effective. And you might be wondering how you can make that many foot skeletons into the front. Well, first of all, during the events you can summon them. Second of all, you can just switch to Dwarf, train a bunch of these troops and a bunch of that troops, and then you switch back to Lich and you just convert them. And there you go. You have a lot of troops that you can use for siege. If you want to use your spiders to siege, because for example you might want to siege a human, and human has the swordsman and spiders are the best for that, you need to loan human swordsmen from your players. So you need to have a full front of human swordsmen, have a very good Virion and Avalon, and you just put swordsmen in the front, you put spiders in the back, and then you just knock off their walls. But I'm in favor of this one because the warlocks, they do tremendous amount of damage to the wall and they take down the wall troops pretty fast. So this is how I like to siege a Leech. Obviously you have losses all the time, but they are summoned troops. I don't pay for them, you don't spend resources for them, and even if you do, you make a lot more. Now in this particular siege setup, there is one hero you can keep switching, and that one is Elena. So if you're 100% sure that you know what you're doing, you can put Rose in here, or you can put Gun for Earthquake. The reason why I keep her in here is because if things going sideways, I can just start retreating some of my warlocks and save them. You know, not just kill everything. So that's why I like to keep Elena in there, but you can keep Gun as well. Now for Dragon Raid, because I personally found that Leech is the best one to do damage on the Dragon Raid. So for the Dragon Raid, I'm in favor of this setup. Just warlocks and like 3 spiders to create some minions to have for frontline. So you might not have minions on the first wave, you know, the small spiderling. You might not have them in the first wave, but you're going to have them in the second wave. And there you go. The rest is just warlocks to do damage to the dragon. I also have this one, which is pretty similar to the other one. So it's either this one or the other one, but I like the other one. I like this one for Dragon Raid. When you want to do speed events, Leech is not good for that. So do not ever believe Leech is not that, is for dwarfs. Dwarfs are the best one when it comes to the speed events. Alright, so I hope this was helpful. I think I covered everything that it was supposed to be covered about Leech. Again, it was 24 minutes, but there was a lot to talk about it. So until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie, and I'll tell you, peace out, yo.